Hello, I'm Switch.
And I'm old.
What do you have there?
It's my list of things to do for my country. I'm very patriotic.
That's really good to know. Go Obama.
Anyway, let me read for you. I'm first going to be chauffeured in my Humvee limo, while I light $300 cigars with $1,000 bills. Then, I'm going to drink Dom Perignon out of your shoe, eating caviar hoagies and spending money like there's no tomorrow, thereby stimulating our economy.
I really don't think that that's what
It's the American dream.
No, actually, inventing new technology and doing things smarter is what the American dream is about.
But that means I couldn't have bald eagle for dinner tonight. But it tastes just like chicken. Bald chicken.
That if you all got together and came up with a reasonably good idea, you could make a significant change, not only for this area of Pennsylvania, but for Pennsylvania generally, and for the nation, and indeed the world. And that's really our challenge. And, you know, I was thinking of the words that were used today. Lead, hell, that didn't even exist 15 years ago. And green, when we thought of green, well, it became a politically significant call word for feeling environmentally good. But I think the explanation I'm hearing today is green, save dollars and be smart. And that's what the presentation of the lighting pictures and everything that could be done on the contemporary basis and then on into the future. And then I'm thinking, where will this all take us a decade down the road? Where are we? How do we compare to the rest of the world? And maybe I should tell you about some of the things that are impending in Congress, because you have only flicks that you get every now and then. You're certainly not aware of everything, nor could you be aware of everything. We just recently in the House of Representatives in June passed a new energy bill. And some people like it, some people don't. It's called cap and trade. Some people call it cap and tax. I mean, it's got a lot of good and bad names to it. Basically what it is a commitment, a new commitment of the federal government at its level of jurisdiction to set a new course for the United States, not for the next year, not for the next 10 years, but indeed to meet the challenges that are necessary through innovation to stimulate the economy and keep America in the leading position economically in the world for the next century. And the question is whether it can be done or whether it will be done. And to a large extent, that's going to be decided by rooms just like this, where the leadership and the decision makers are getting some indication of what the future holds and how they may participate in a little way or a big way. Everyone in this room in some way can participate. All the technologies that we've heard about, all the programs that we've heard about, you can participate. Do you want to buy it on a little piece or a bigger piece or a great piece? My suggestion to you is participate in the large piece. It's absolutely essential. It will be personally rewarding, and the challenge that it offers for you in relationship to your state and your country and the world is incredible. And all we have to do is think about it. You know, I listened to my friend Jim Wanzak talk, and I thought, and Jim's a great speaker, but he was rattling off the various programs. And then I thought, damn, I have a whole bunch of programs I could talk about today. And it gets to be repetitive. It's the ceiling is 1 million, or there's this or that. And suddenly, and I'm wondering, why can't we take the time? And one of my suggestions I'm going to throw out to the sponsors of this, let's get one of the universities and some of the counties up here in northeastern Pennsylvania to decide to synthesize all this material, create a directory so that somebody in the business community or somebody that has a need can call in and say, look, you know, I've got this type of facility, a warehouse for lighting problems. You know, what are the programs, the projects to affect to it? And we don't have to have each individual go through and spend the time, the effort, and the tremendous frustration. If you're anything like I am, with most government programs, whether they're on the state level or the federal level, I never get through the full complement. It's just too damn frustrating. There's got to be an easier and a better way. And the easier, better way is let's get somebody to synthesize all this so that you can make one telephone call or one email, tell them what the conditions you are in, and give you a lead to where you can go. Just that efficiency would be extremely helpful. Believe me, there's more money out there and more help out there than you can imagine. The problem is, and it primarily is a problem, having represented this area a long time, of northeastern Pennsylvania, we don't have the knockers. We don't have the people that make the calls. We don't have the people that participate. We are tremendously underfunded in special programs, projects, and other grants that help in the development of new technologies, innovations, and savings, particular money that are intended through all these programs. Literally for Pennsylvania, we have billions of dollars that are available in energy. And I assure you, well, I just had my former projects director, spoke to you earlier, Tom Williams. I don't know if Tom Williams mentioned the one figure when he was leaving. I said to him, Tom, let's drive it home. He has $700 million of support that he can throw behind loans to give guarantees to banks and other companies to help your business. And I've got to tell you, one of the reasons I got involved in helping put Tom in the spot he's in as the state director of that position is most years the loan and grant programs and support programs that they have in the rural development U.S. Department of Agriculture in Pennsylvania do go untapped, the full amount. They tap it, but they don't use it all. We send that money back to the federal government. That is really unfortunate, and I'll use another term, disgraceful. For an area like northeastern Pennsylvania that can use this money and develop jobs with this money, not to have access to it. So, you know, one of the challenges I'd throw out to you right now is find out about these programs. Let's find a repository that can help us work these programs, but utilize them. I can't think of anything better than to find out that we've exhausted the supply of funds or grants available. The thing that's most frustrating when you're in elective office, as I am, to find out your constituents haven't adequately drawn on it or used it. Let me move on to something else that is very important, not just on the immediacy of grants and programs and government participation. Let me talk about the dream of Pennsylvania in the future and what it will be like. And if you'll join me in a little flight at about 39,000 feet in a relatively large aircraft, assume a 747. And we're flying in, and we have a passenger on board, and his name is God. And God is weeping a little bit as he flies over northeastern Pennsylvania. And you ask the question, why would you be weeping, God? Look at all these millions of people down here participating in life. And he says, well, you know, he said, I like those people. Matter of fact, he said, I thought they were gifted people, and I thought the gifted land that they were occupying. And 180 years ago, I said, I'm going to give them the greatest resource of energy they can imagine. And some guy in Northumberland County is going to be picking in the ground. He's going to run across this black rock, and he's going to pull it out of the ground, and somebody's going to light a pipe, and it's going to get a little wind, and it's going to start to glow, and they're going to discover that I gave them the energy source to fund and to provide for the Industrial Revolution of America. And they did. The anthracite fields of northeastern Pennsylvania literally brought about the Industrial Revolution of the United States. But we're in that plane today with God, and God's looking down, and he said, damn, he said, look at all those hundreds of thousands of acres of destroyed land.